Tottenham fans, it's finished Wolverhampton Wanderers 4, Tottenham Hotspur 2. And just when you thought it couldn't get any worse, it got worse. For me, now, it feels like the end is near. As much as we all want Ange Postecoglou to succeed, as much as we all want to be positive and support the club, it feels like Thursday is D-Day. It feels like Thursday is the be-all and end-all of this season. This could be the last day of the season on Thursday for us. And it's very, very sad to see. We're literally now 2 points from 17th, who are coincidentally Wolves. And I can't even see where our next win's going to come from in the league either, because we've got some very hard games coming up. We've got Liverpool, Aston Villa, West Ham away. We've got Brighton. You know, these are not easy games. There's no easy games in the Premier League, don't get me wrong. But, you know, if you're playing the team that's 17th in the league, that's the games that you want to be trying to win. And we just did not put any kind of performance in whatsoever. And we had 4 errors in this game. 4. That must be some sort of Premier League record or something. Vicario was flapping at everything. We was thinking of him being some kind of leader for us. Maybe in the future he could be our future captain. But you need to lead by example as well. And you didn't lead by example, Vic. I'm not going to judge him just on one game. He's been fantastic for us in a lot of games. He just had a bad game. But yesterday, poor performance. And Romero dilly-dallied on the ball again, gave the ball away. And I think with Romero now, that must be at least, 5 or 6 errors this season? That's a lot for, you know, a World Cup winner and someone who's touted to be signed by Real Madrid. If I was Real Madrid, I'd be looking at other defenders in the Premier League. Nottingham Forest centre-backs are playing much better than Romero at the moment. And that's Nottingham Forest centre-backs, you know. Arsenal's centre-backs Real Madrid could be looking at rather than Romero. There's probably about, I'd say Van de Ven's better than Romero. So, you know, Romero does play very, very well. He can be very, very good on his day. But there's just so many times that he makes mistakes now. And if he's not making mistakes, he's getting silly yellow cards. And if he's not getting silly yellow cards and making mistakes, he's injured. So, you know, if Real Madrid came in for 60 million, I'd be like, you know, I'd think about it. You know, I was saying before we should do everything we can to keep him, but there's a lot of defenders out there that are playing much better than him at the moment. I don't know whether it's a confidence thing. I don't know whether it's a system thing. I don't know whether he just can't play in this Ange system. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but again, another mistake. He plays so well most of the time, but there's always this error in him. And, you know, so there was 2 errors from Vicario today, an error from Romero, and when Bergvall came on, there was an error from him too. Just running into trouble when he shouldn't have to. So all the goals were our own fault. I'm not taking nothing away from Wolves. Wolves thoroughly deserved the win. They were much the better side anyway. We just couldn't seem to string a run of passes together. We weren't taking on players. When Bergvall came on, he started driving at the midfield, which actually coincidentally got us the goal. But it was very hard. It was a very hard watch. It's very hard to take when you're self-destructing like that. The questions I have in my head at the moment is, are the players playing for the manager? Are they down in tools now? Because it's a very bad time to do it if you're going to decide to do it now, because we've still got the Europa League to think about on Thursday. But we play anywhere near like that on Thursday, Frankfurt will batter us. I've done a little bit of research today on Frankfurt, just watched some of their games today, and they was playing against Heidenheim or some, if I pronounced that right, in Germany. They're third from bottom. They're basically a Wolves version in Germany. and they played their first team. They didn't rest anyone, which I was really shocked with, to be honest. But they ended up winning it 3-0, so they're still in third now. They absolutely battered this side, and I think that Etiquette, whatever his name is, that scored against us on Thursday. He played for 76 minutes. So he played us on Thursday, just played today for 76 minutes, and he'll be playing us again on Thursday. So they're not going to have much rest because they're not resting any of their players. I think they've still got things to play for in the league. So the only hope we've got is maybe our fitness levels might be better than theirs. But I haven't got much else hope at the moment. Just the other hope I've got is we're going to have our first 11, because obviously our squad is not performing. Maybe it's because they're annoyed that they're not in the first team, like people like Basuma. Basuma's first touch is awful. Basuma's in his last year of his contract in the summer, and we need to find a way to sell him and get someone better on the ball. What's happening with our side is we just keep losing the ball in midfield, and it's causing so much problem for our centre backs and our defence and goalkeeper. We're just not dominant. We're not strong. We're not. People run over us, like teams run over us, like it's too easy sometimes, and we need to be more solid. If we want to win the Europa League, we have to be 10 times better than that. Solanke was poor again. Johnson didn't make any of an impact in the game. I know he got an assist, but other than that, I didn't really see much of him. The positives I could take out of it was we improved a little bit when Bergvall and Bentancur came on and Kulu came on. Kulu is definitely not match fit yet. You can see that a mile off. Johnson got another goal contribution. Richarlison got a goal. And Tell looked a bit lively. Tell looked pretty decent. So there was glimpses of goodness in this game, but most of it was poor. The passing was poor, the work rate was poor, the pressing was poor. It could be D-Day for Ange on Thursday, because we can't just keep saying, I know we're all positive fans and we're all behind the club. I'm behind Tottenham 100%, no matter what. I'll cheer them on, I'll stick up for them, I'm not going to sit here and just slag everyone off all day long. I'm just pointing out what happened in this game, yeah? And it's, we're 2 points from 17th. We had the players yesterday to put in a good performance at least. We didn't even have to win. We could have just put in a really good performance, maybe got a point at Molineux or something, because they are a bit of a bogey side anyway, but we just didn't have no fight, nothing. Is it because all of our mind is on Europe? Because if it is, and we go out on Thursday, then this was all for nothing. It really was. This could either, and this is the craziest part of all of it. If we won the Europa League, it would be the best season we've had since 1984. But if we lose on Thursday, this could be the worst season we've had in Premier League history. So there's a very fine line here, and I just feel like we're coming to an end. It feels like it's coming to an end now. As much as I want this to succeed, it just feels like it's almost there now. There's not many Spurs fans now even, getting behind this, because what are we trying to get behind? Because we're constantly putting in poor performances. I've got to constantly make these videos on a loss. I've done this 20 times now, 21 times. I've lost count, like the amount of times I've had to do a video talking about a loss. It just feels like it's near the end, and it's a shame. It really is, because keep changing managers for me is not going to work, but also we can't get relegated because we can't, it's just really bad at the moment. But again, look, everything can change. If we go through on Thursday and we're into the semi-final of the Europa League, all of a sudden the season looks good again. It's just hard to believe at the moment. It really is. I'm really struggling to get that motivation to be positive. But, it can turn around. Football can change so quickly. Let me know in the comments what you think, what you thought of the game, what you think of Ange. I know what most of you are going to say. Thank you for watching, and come on, you Spurs.